Hey, we are streaming now. This is the Hake Report, and we are back on Periscope. I'm so happy. I think, and we're also adjusting the audio. Let me know if I'm blown out at all. Let me know, guys. But this is the Hake Report. I'm not gonna start in on the show streaming now. Oh shoot! This is the Hake Report, and we are back on Periscope. What am I hearing? I'm so happy. I wonder if that was coming through the YouTube or something. Yeah. Did you guys hear that echo like 30 seconds after I started talking? It's all right. We're just getting the kinks worked out. Just getting the kinks worked out. Just call me Jesse with the coughs. No, I'm kidding. And although Twitch is streaming data, I don't see Twitch live, but that's the least of our worries. Twitch is so malicious. It is evil. It was muted. That's interesting. Oh, well. But Twitch may not be streaming my show currently. Twitch believes in hate speech. They're worse than Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Almost as bad as Medium. Medium being a live, no, not live, a written format. But anyways, guys, hey. And so am I blown out? Am I blown out, guys? Probably not. But anyways, I wanted to give you a little bit of news before I kick in with this show. Very interesting show for you. And then I have some announcements. Maybe I'll have Joelle announce it, or he'll help. But it looks like Iran messed up. Iran being that Middle Eastern Persian country, right? Cernovich and Fox News report that Iran finally admits they did shoot the plane down. You know, that passenger plane that killed 176 people, passengers, Canadians, and all sorts of different countries. No Americans, I don't believe. But, yeah, 63 Canadians, etc. And at first they were saying, I don't know who said it from Iran, but according to the Daily Mail, Iran was saying that this is psychological warfare and lies coming from the West. And we didn't shoot down the plane. It was a Ukrainian Boeing plane. And they killed them. And what they think is that it was accidental. And by the way, Trump has been tweeting in Persian because apparently there are protests going on in Iran by people that don't like the leadership. Interesting. There's protests around the country that, around the world, I mean, by some bunch of socialists, and some are just ridiculous. Socialists are ridiculous, right? And some may be valid. Over in Hong Kong, you could say that some of them are valid and some of them are just socialists who want to just be independent from the communist China, which I can understand regardless of whether you're socialist or not. But this passenger jet that was shot down, Iran finally took responsibility, but Democrats, including Tulsi Gabbard, want to blame Trump. And Tulsi Gabbard was so phony. I watched a Fox News clip of her with Bill Hemmer, and she's all, if Trump hadn't done this act of war, you know, shooting, drone striking that general, that Iranian general, then this would not have happened, where Iran, in this tit-for-tat war-like thing, war situation, she called it war, which I don't blame her for calling it war, but it's not all-out war. She, you can just see that she's wanting to blame Trump because Trump took a strong action that resulted in a reaction where they attacked our soldiers in Iraqi bases. They didn't kill anybody, luckily. Not lucky. Our guys were smart. But she's blaming Trump. But she is phony. She is phony, for sure. I know a lot of you guys kind of like her. I can appreciate that she doesn't want to be so interventionist, but she's phony. You can just hear it. You can see it in her. She is a Democrat. She's phony. She was raised conservative. I'm talking about Tulsi Gabbard, if you're just tuning in, because it's just about 9 a.m., and then we'll start with the real show, right? she was raised conservative and not pro-gay. And then all of a sudden she's pro-gay. Phony woman. Kiss up, not to be trusted, and not a leader. And she's a woman. She's a liberal woman. She's not as off the deep end as the Democrats, you could say, but just a little FYI. So that's a, you could say that I'm copying Jesse because he says that all the time. But I didn't mean to. So all you guys who are saying, James is trying to be like Jesse, I'm not trying. It just happens. So let's get on with this show. This is the Hake Report. It is Sunday, what is it? January 12th, 2020. Second Sunday of the month and year. Women's Forum should be this week, ladies. I think that would be the third Thursday. Or am I wrong? Next week. Okay. Whatever. We'll let you know. It's 9 a.m. U.S. Pacific Standard Time here in Los Angeles on Hake's channels. And I have this clip. Let me just introduce it, and then we'll kick off with the show. All right, guys? So, because I don't want... If you're listening, it could be confusing. So this rapper calls this white boy on stage. This happened back in the summertime. And this dumb rapper, I'll tell you who it is later. But he calls this white boy on stage. And there's this rap song that's been out for ages called Blip Donald Trump. But it's not called that, but it's called FDT. As in F blank Donald Trump. So, here's the footage from this situation. Watch this. And then we'll get
loud and clear!
Hold on, man. I don't know if I want to shake your hand yet, man. Hold on. Hey, listen. I spotted you out in the crowd. I asked you if you with Donald Trump. You said you don't know. So since you don't know, I need you to make up your mind tonight. I need you to say your name. I want you to state your name because I know your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your grandfather is watching. I want you to state your name and yell out, "F Donald Trump." No, you won't. Get his out of here. Get him off the stage. F out of here. He a Donald Trump supporter. Get his ass out of here. He a Donald Trump supporter. Get his ass out of here. Don't come to a motherfucking show with YG on a motherfucking bill if you a Donald Trump supporter. What you doing? Don't let his ass back in the crowd. Tell him YG said so. Donald Trump racist, he don't f with black people, so if you f with Donald Trump, you racist as f and I can't f with you. Period. Straight like that.
Lame. This is the Hake Report. I forgot that I have a little interlude. I want to talk about this white boy named Austin Joyner who wouldn't cave and cower to YG. Very nice. And we have some other great announcements for you. And anti-vaxxers are okay with me.
It's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, hey guys, this is the Hake Report, and shout out to AJ Gallardo for the beautiful song. Appreciate it, AJ. AJ was one of my guests from a couple years ago, Christmas time, and he made that song after he appeared on my show. That Hake Report song. It's an excellent song. So what you just heard, and then I will get to some of the super chats. I see that some of you guys are already super chatting. Was that Cracker Knuckles? He cracked his knuckles. He's getting ready. I'm talking to Joelle. You familiar with YG, Joelle?
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Do you like his stuff?
He has some whoops.
He's taking over.
He has some songs that have a nice beat to it.
Yeah.
And they have like a nice little ring to it, but he is what he is. A thug from, the whole thing.
Yeah. He's a black rapper.
Yeah.
Am I this way? So, do you like that song FDT?
I never heard it actually. The first time I actually heard of it was when we first reported on it here.
Yeah.
So I don't follow him like that. The only songs that I do hear of him are the ones that are popular, mainstream.
Right.
But yeah.
What's funny is I've heard that song multiple times. This song, F Donald Trump. Only he says the real word. Yeah, N-word F Donald Trump. Yeah, F Donald Trump. And he collaborated with none other than, he collaborated with Nipsey Hussle on that song?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's dead. Nipsey Hussle died. He got shot by somebody who was beefing with him or something like that.
I would be careful of those people who saying they don't like Donald Trump because they seem to be dying.
I know. They die. Their career takes a dive and all kinds of stuff. I was listening to the radio this weekend, and some guy was talking about how Tupac is an icon. Madonna is an icon. Michael Jackson is an icon. And then he starts talking up Nipsey Hussle. And it's only because he died.
Only because he died.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like what they did with Selena.
Yeah. There was no talks of him being any of that until he died.
Right.
So that's what's crazy.
He was nice. He was a nice guy, I think, except that he rapped on a song that said F Donald Trump. And who's the guy that says, I like white folks, but I don't like you? All the homies in the hood want to fight you. It's talking about, I think that must be the YG part, because it sounds like YG's voice, I guess. But that's the song. Like, I have played parts of that song on the show before. I was first introduced to it by this crazy clip, and I don't have it for you, unless Joelle can find it, which I'll be like shocked because it's kind of tough to find. Where this Chicago man, this white man who voted for Donald Trump, I don't know how they found out that he voted for Donald Trump, middle-aged guy, has a fender bender with some blacks in Chicago. And they're like, hey, he voted for Trump. And so they start beating him up. And then they get in his car. I don't know why he got out of his car. They get in his car and drive off with his car, and he's like holding on to his car and getting dragged down the street in Chicago. And he's kicked and beaten and stomped and then dragged, car stolen and all that stuff. And then like this viral video that came out, it's saying F Donald Trump. Yeah, F Donald Trump. Yeah, N-word. So that's was my introduction to it. And then I was out before Trump's election with Jesse Lee Peterson and some other people in front of none other than Gloria Allred's office up on Wilshire Boulevard. And we were just having a little demonstration, and mainly it was a press conference. Jesse Lee Peterson was calling out the highly politically motivated feminist Gloria Allred, whom I've covered on this show before in the past, a few weeks ago, actually. And these black guys drive by, and they start bumping this song, yeah, F Donald Trump. I'm like, that's a dumb song. Trump loves you. And they're like, no, he doesn't. But I was like shouting, because I like to show up to protests and hold signs and yell at Antifa, as long as Antifa is not wearing a mask. If they're wearing a mask, then they're ready to hit you because they can get away with it. But I guess YG sang a song, Who Do You Love, with Drake, according to Dylon.
Yeah.
He said some of his joints are good. That's what Dylon says. Dylon is into black culture. So anyways, that was YG. And I had heard of it because, I'm into politics, basically. That's the only reason. And apparently, Joelle hadn't even heard it until this show.
what's so crazy is that, if I can make a last quick point, is that
Yeah.
if, like black people, mainly black people, but a lot of, rap culture, street kind of people, they only like you if you like them. So if Trump did something good for YG, not even the black community, just
Right.
for YG, then he would have respect for him. But then if he doesn't, then he doesn't have respect for him.
Yeah.
So it's not real respect in the first place. So even him saying
Yeah. So in what you heard in the clip and what you watched in the clip was this white boy attending a festival. Maybe I'll read his open letter to everybody, because he explains it pretty well. But he shakes YG's hand. YG, I think he just instinctively shook his hand and then made a comment about, I don't know why I'm shaking your hand or something like that. And then what happened was he was singing his F Donald Trump song. And then he's the only guy in the crowd not singing along. For one, he doesn't know the song. He'd never heard of YG before. He was at this music festival. It wasn't just simply a YG conference or a concert, I mean. They said, the chat says, can you imagine if they made a country song saying F Obama? A country song would not say that. It would say, Obama stole my woman away from me. I don't know. It wouldn't even fit. So, yeah, a country song is too classy. Well, it's not necessarily classy. Country songs are pretty pathetic. They're like, woe is me. It's like the white thing is patheticness, fear, getting all sad and... well, I don't know if country has fear in it. I mean, some country is like happy. There's a lot of happy country music, but I'm talking about, in general, it's kind of like the blues, right? The blues being black music where it's like sad stories. It's a dated perspective. I know, but traditionally. So let me just read this to you because it's so interesting. This boy, Austin Joyner, he was 17 at the time when he was called on stage by YG. And he says, this is the complete story / letter to YG. Keenan Daquan Ray Jackson. Daequan. That's this YG's second name. No wonder he calls himself YG with 4 names like that. Ray is a cool name. Jackson's okay last name. Keenan is all right, I guess. Daquan, that's like too many letters to say Daquan. So he says, my name is Austin, and I was the 17-year-old that YG kicked off the stage. Anyone reading this, here are the facts. 1, I did not attend a YG concert. I went to the 2-day Malaluna Music Festival held in San Antonio, Texas, October 26th, 27th. Oh, I thought it was summertime. I thought it was in July. My mistake. YG was one of many performers at the festival. I was not a YG fan. I didn't even know who he was until my friends and I looked him up on Spotify just before he came on stage. I had heard about the F Donald Trump song before in 2016 on the news. I did not know who sang it. And Joelle's a rap fan, kind of. And he didn't even know that Nipsey Hussle and YG did it. Many social media websites had supposed news outlets had me all figured out, and without even trying to search for the facts, such as TMZ. TMZ is a trash website. They do get interesting footage, but they're a trash website. Posted garbage about me and this story without even trying to search for the facts. Oh no, I said that already. Thank you to those who didn't judge my character based on stories that you saw on the internet. And he said, yes, I know this has passed and people have moved on, but I prayed about this for a while. He's a Christian, I think. And I asked God for discernment on the right path to take to address this. I believe this note is the best way. My 18th birthday was Sunday, October 27th. So it was the day before his birthday, I guess. I don't speak for the white boys as I was called by YG. I speak for myself and only myself. You can see most of what happened in the video that I just showed you. But I was not participating in singing the song. Most of the crowd had their middle fingers up and were chanting along the song with YG. All I did was stand there. I didn't want to present myself in that way. At no time did I mention anything regarding politics at the festival. As Americans, we have the freedom of speech, and while I may not agree with YG's hatred towards President Trump, as a citizen, he's allowed to say what he wants. However, he crossed the line when he singled me out for not singing along and tried to humiliate me and get the entire crowd to turn against me in a threatening manner. Every person is entitled to their own beliefs. Unfortunately, not everyone respects that. That's what he said. And then he goes on to say, when he called me out of the crowd, I didn't expect it and was very nervous. I didn't want to go up, and I made it clear. But he spoke to the crowd and told me to get up on stage, so I couldn't just walk away or say no. When I got to the foot of the stage, I was initially shaking while trying to put my phone in my pocket. Then a security guard lifted me up onto stage. Whether you're a believer or not, this is the truth, meaning a Christian. When I got up on stage, the Holy Spirit immediately took over. God was on my side. I was too nervous to handle that situation by myself. Then I raised my arms towards the crowd because I was instantly filled with confidence, and I didn't want to look awkward on stage. When he raised his hands, he did kind of look a little awkward, but it was all right. He's nice. You may carry hatred in your heart for, I jumped ahead. YG, you attempted to get me to curse someone publicly and reveal my name to everyone? Yeah, you tried to dox him. It's evil. So you may carry hatred in your heart for people like President Trump and me, but I don't hate anyone, including you. You don't know me at all, and you judged me completely wrong. I am a proud Christian. See, told you he's Christian. And I don't talk about people that way. If the situation had been different and you asked me to curse President Obama or Hillary Clinton, I still would never have done that because I know that their lives have value just like yours and mine. You didn't respect the fact that I said no, so you slandered me to the crowd and called me racist. Ironically, of the 3 friends who were celebrating my birthday with me, I hate this part, one is Hispanic and the other 2 are Nigerian, as if he has to show his non-white friends to prove that he's not racist. But it's the facts, right? Also, my mom is Mexican and my dad is white. Clearly, I'm not racist and never have been. You misjudged everything about me. I'm sticking up for myself because I have the strength of God in me. But many people don't have that. And just because you have that platform, that's no excuse for you to use others to make your political statements. Respect the people that are at your shows. Interesting, huh? And yeah, the reason I cut in with that part is like, I am like fully white, all the way white. My dad's white, my mom's white, and stupid racism is dumb. Who cares? But anyways, he was 17. And so he wrote this letter to YG directly and like talking about how he forgave him. Listen to this. Letter to YG. He posted this on his Twitter, by the way. But now I want to speak directly to you, Keenan YG Jackson. He skipped the other 2 names because they're too ridiculous. You put a target on my back that night and made it unsafe for me at the festival. Thankfully, 2 security guards came up to me after you kicked me off stage. They advised me to leave because they determined it was too risky for me to stay there at that point. As I drove home nervous and not knowing what to expect, I still prayed for you because you, Keenan, still deserve and need God. Your actions were so wrong, but can be forgiven. Jesus did not die on that cross for no reason. And because of that, I have kept you in many of my prayers. So if you think no one has cared about you, I have. It has taken me a few months to fully forgive you, but I did not want to respond to the incident until I did forgive. I forgave you on January 4th, 2020, so a week ago. He forgave him. Man, he harbored that for 2 months. I don't know if I can blame him. He's 17 years old and doxxed like that. I don't know if he was doxxed, but maligned like that. I really don't want to hold on to those type of feelings because God created you with purpose, Keenan Jackson, and has the power to do great things in this world. I'm speaking it into existence. You can tell he's a Christian. God is pursuing you, and it's going to become obvious to you, but God isn't going to force himself into your life. That's something you have to accept if you want him. But if you ask me, it's a strange coincidence you picked on a supposedly racist white boy like me out of all the people in that crowd that night. You have the potential to become a man who loves/cherishes his wife and children, protects them, treats them with utmost respect, and stands up for people who are weak. Unlike, what's his name who died? Now he's dead. He can't protect anybody. Nipsey Hussle. One man dies, the other man lives. Just a side note. That was me talking, not this boy. And he goes on, ultimately, that's how real men behave. I believe that you could even make the type of transition Kanye West has made. Isn't that nice? In the end, I want you to succeed. I want you to become the man God designed you to be. I can keep writing about how great it would be, but that is a decision you would have to make for yourself. I hope you take advantage of the opportunity you have. And that's, show the picture of him with his friends again. Because he's all, my friends are, I came with 2 Nigerians and something. There's he blanked their faces out because they don't need to get doxxed. It's an evil world out there. But that's Austin. And he's just a kid. Dang. With braces and everything. You can see that he's just like, well, I mean, he's not a kid. He's just a young man. He's like he was 17 at that point. Going on 18 the next day. So that's that young man, Austin Joyner's open letter to rapper YG. Isn't that interesting? YG is evil. And I don't know if Jesse Lee Peterson covered this incident when it first happened. I had ignored it because attacks, malice and evil towards Trump supporters, towards white people, has become so common. It's like black on white crime. It's like, what's new? It's not news anymore. It's like black on black crime. It's black crime, period. It's like it's not news anymore. Dylon says that part is cringe. I mean, he's a young guy. He's raised Christian. That's how they talk. You got to cut him some slack. But yeah, I've come to kind of ignore this crime stuff. And the worst of them get some of my listeners mad. Dawning Armor says he gets mad when he saw some Popeyes employee just body slam a woman, an old white lady, because people are so evil. And this guy, play this clip one more time and then I'll get to some callers. This clip where, just so you know, like this guy didn't come to this festival to see this YG concert. He just showed up because he had to look him up on Spotify. He was at a festival, a music festival with many concerts. But play this clip one more time just so you guys get the feel, and then this stupid things that YG says.
Say it loud and clear!
Hold on, man. I don't know if I want to shake your hand yet, man. Hold on. Hey, listen. I spotted you out in the crowd. I asked you if you f with Donald Trump. You said you don't know. So since you don't know, I need you to make up your mind tonight. I need you to say your name. I want you to state your name because I know your mama, your daddy, your grandmama, your grandfather is watching. I want you to state your name and yell out f Donald Trump. No, you won't. Get his out of here. Get him out the stage. F out of here. Get a Donald Trump supporter. Get his ass out of here. Get a Donald Trump supporter. Get his ass out of here.
This is another angle.
Don't come to a motherfucking show with YG on a motherfucking bill if you a Donald Trump supporter. What you doing? Don't let his ass back in the crowd. Tell him YG said so.
Oh, that was smart.
Donald Trump racist, he don't with black people. So if you with Donald Trump, you racist as and I can't with you. Period. Straight like that.
What did he say? He's Donald Trump is racist as blank. He doesn't blank with black people. When you say you don't F with black people, that means, why is this white guy obsessed with blacks? This is Smart Kid 2020. I'm not obsessed. It's just interesting. Blacks are very entertaining to talk about. Why did he said, I don't know where he gets that idea about Donald Trump being racist. It sounds kind of dumb to me. But, I remember arguing with AJ who wrote the Hake Report song, because he's kind of liberal, thinking that it's just that Donald Trump is racist because he talks about these people in Nigeria or something. They'll have to go back to their huts or something like that. I don't know. Some people say that that this man wanted to push that kid harder. I keep on calling him a kid, that young man, harder. Maybe he held back because he knew that that's wrong. I don't know. But anyways, let me get to some callers. Skip out of Augusta, Georgia. Skip, how are you doing?
Shut up. Hello?
Skip.
Hey.
Are you on speakerphone?
Can you hear me?
Hold on, Skip. Your phone's all messed up. Dial and check on that. So, oh man. So right on to Austin Joyner. Yeah, maybe we'll invite him on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. By the way, side note to Donning Armour. He used to call himself a different name. I don't know if I want to say it because people accuse me of doxing them. Like Malkuth X accused me of doxing him when he said his real name on at church, I thought. But anyways, and then Donning Armour called in by a different name, but he spells his name Armour. Aren't you American? Why the British spelling? Aren't you a Yankee? I don't know. So, Skip, I don't know what happened with Skip. Maybe he needed to hang up and call back. Call again, Skip, but call on the right phone and don't be on speakerphone. So, I have good news. By the way, I'm wearing my Hake Report t-shirt. Let me first sell Hake stuff before I sell other people's stuff. And then I will get back to Skip. Hopefully he's calling in on a better line. You can get my Hake Report t-shirt by going to thehakereport.com. There's a Teespring link. I put it up there. Or maybe I'll call it, I don't know. There's a way to find it. teespring.com/stores/the Hake Report. All right. First, let me get to Skip, and then I'll get to you, Joelle. All right. Okay. Oh, I don't know if Joelle knows what I'm talking about, even. Skip, out of Augusta, Georgia, are you there?
Hey, James. How you doing, man?
Doing fine. Much better.
Well, good. Look at here.
Well, not that much better.
That white boy going to that concert. When he walked in that front door, and the only wife that he saw was when he looked at his hands, he should have turned around and left right then. He didn't have no business being there to begin with. And he wants to call himself a Christian, and now he wants to write all these Christian letters about how godly he is and how he's going to pray for him. Makes himself sound like he was Daniel in the lion's den. You know the story about Daniel in the lion's
Skip, your phone is awful. Come close to your phone. Are you on speakerphone?
Is that any better?
I told you not to be on speakerphone. What the heck?
I wasn't. I had to leave rooms. I went from the living room to the bedroom.
Well, don't be in the... Yeah, be in this room.
I ain't got no furniture in there. I remember you guys talking about the echo.
That's more than just furniture echo. But anyways, you sound much better. Appreciate that.
Okay.
So you were saying that this kid is talking about how holy he is? I didn't hear him say he was holy.
Listen. Well, he is. With the letter he was writing, he made himself sound like he was Daniel going in the lion's den. You remember that story?
Yeah, I guess that's a matter of opinion.
Well, look at here.
I don't know if Skip, have you experienced the black on white aggression?
Black on white aggression?
Yeah.
Not really, because I don't go. I try not to go to the areas where there's going to, probably be a lot of that or any of that.
And when you were 17, were you aware of that type of aggression?
It wasn't as bad back then. You got to remember, I'm 54.
Yeah.
Let's see, I was probably about 1980, 1981. Now, it wasn't that bad then, but we didn't interact as much now with colored folks as
I think it was pretty bad even back then in the 80s. You're talking about the 80s?
We didn't go to no clubs or no concerts. There wasn't all this rap crap going on and all this.
It was starting, but yeah, man, this kid grew up. I call him a kid, right? This Austin Fletcher, in his defense, he grew up in this so-called diverse world. This is all he knows, and rap is a huge part of the culture, young people's culture, all races. I grew up liking and listening to rap. The Mexicans who hate blacks listen to black rap. The Asians who hate blacks listen to black rap. And so, and this wasn't a front door situation. This was a big music festival. He was going for his birthday with his friends of color, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not convinced that he was the only white boy there, because
they sure picked him out real easy. He was like a piece of rice out in you know what I mean?
But he picked him out, he said, And this other guy said, YG himself said it, because he wasn't singing along.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, his whiteness plus not singing along, that's what probably got him singled out.
Well, I guess so, but I go to the VFW. I shoot pool with the VFW on the pool league, and it's 90-something. It's probably 90 to 95% black there on Friday nights and Thursday nights. But it's an older generation of blacks, and the ones that go there have sense. There's not no killing going on or no stabbing or.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a fight there. Never seen a fight. I mean, we all get along. Let me tell you something. I went there one time right after I had the stroke, and I had to get a friend of mine to drop me off because I didn't have a way to go then. And then I called another friend to come pick me up. And when my friend come pick me up, he walked inside, and I saw him when he walked in the front door. And his eyes got big as saucers. And I rolled over to the door and went outside and got the truck. And when I got the truck, he climbed in and got behind the wheel, and he looked at me. He said, "Skip, you realize you were the only white boy in there?" And I told him, I said, I didn't think about it, but I probably was not the only one in there. And he wanted to know, well, why was you even in there? Well, they're good people. It's the older generation. They're mainly all veterans, and they got sense about themselves.
Yeah.
We never talk politics or anything, but as far as decent people, good people, that's my favorite place to go to when I want to go shoot pool. I don't look at the black and white thing. I look at people by the character and what kind of sense they got, how they carry themselves. But I would pretty much imagine before he got to the front door, he could tell that wasn't a good place to be at, the right place for him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He's like I said, he's 17, and most of those people are most of 17-year-olds. He's like trying to be a good Christian, and he's also trying to have fun. It was his birthday coming up the next day.
I didn't see his Bible in his hand, so he wasn't there to evangelize, was he?
What's your point with that?
Well,
he's there to enjoy himself.
Oh, well, he got a good enjoyment, a pleasure out of that, I guess, didn't he? I'll tell you what, the best thing that happened
You think he got what he deserved?
Well, no, but I think he got what not what he deserved, but he got a good wake-up call, I hope. And
yeah, he got a good wake-up call. He didn't realize that the blacks are that evil.
And the best thing that happened that night was when them two bodyguards or whatever told him he better get his white butt up out of there.
Yeah, YG said that too. Don't let him back into the crowd. That was, to be honest, that was smart. Because the crowd there's evil people in the crowd that would push him harder than YG did.
Yeah, but that JG guy, whatever his name is, he's the one that provoked it.
Exactly.
He's going to get the dogs all mad and barking, but he's going to tell them don't send them back in there with the dog.
He said that
the dog's already mad at him.
He kind of didn't want to get on the stage, but then he kind of had to, he felt like. So, yeah, I don't know.
Did you notice when he got up on the stage, he tried to act real black and throw his hands all up in the air like... Hey, did you ever watch that movie about the white boy in California?
You're just judging this boy, huh? I mean, it did look a little awkward. But he was just trying to not look awkward on the stage.
Well, he was awkward when he walked in there.
A lot of people act like that now. I mean, black culture seeps into American culture. You just don't know Zoomers. You have a judgment against the Zoomers.
If you allow it to.
Well, it's here. There's no denying it. There's words that white people say that black stopped saying. But they got it from blacks like decades ago.
Did you ever see that movie, James, about the white boy that...
What do you mean if you allow it to?
he got caught up in the black neighborhood, and I can't remember the name, but it was an older movie.
Yeah.
And he was trying to act black all through the movie.
I know, I hate that.
Did you know the movie I'm talking about?
No, but what is it?
He thought he was a rapper. he thought he was black.
Malibu's Most Wanted.
He thought he could fit in with the blacks because he thought he was black, and boy, he played hell all through that movie trying to get away from them black guys.
Yeah, there is a phenomenon of people getting into being something that they're not. They think it's cool, whatever. They're just trying to adjust to the world.
You ever heard the saying, James? I'd rather you hate me for who I am instead of liking me for who I'm not. Be who you're supposed to be. Don't try to be something you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right,
Well,
Skip, appreciate the
sorry
input.
about my phone messing up. And
Well, I'm glad you fixed it eventually. Now you know which room to stay in.
Yeah, I got it now. I appreciate you, James.
All right, you as well, Skip. Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye. So let me read some super chats. By the way, let me see if I can also open the treasure chest on DLive. I'm gonna put some lino in there, and then at 45 we're gonna open it. 45 minutes after. Hopefully you're not a half hour ahead. Some parts of the world, it's so ridiculous, right? There's daylight savings time. There's different time zones in the world. But most of them stay, like, they're within a certain number of hours, not an hour and a half or a certain number of hours and a half. But some parts of the world are like something and 30 minutes. So if you're one of those, then it's at 15, all right? Ridiculous. So I did add a little bit to the treasure chest. Make sure you follow me, DLive.tv/The Hake Report. And let's see, am I on Twitch? Yeah, I am on Twitch. Okay, I was talking bad about Twitch, but it's true. We are live. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Twitch. Twitch is so evil. They don't really support whatever. Let me read some super chats. D. Martin III. Thank you, D. Martin III. He says, amazing. Hot computer smell. Hake in his house. Shout out to Dylon. And she spelled it Dyellawn. Dylon, you're still the homie. And Madi Ubaldo says, I have to copy paste it. Good morning, James. Shout out to the JLP fam and everybody in the chat room. Thank you. Appreciate that. Shout out back. And then DLive.tv. Shout out to Noah's Arkansas. CC Spanglish with a GLYSH. Thank you, guys. And I saw Noah's Arkansas gave at least one diamond. I mean, I've given more than that, unless he was gifting subscriptions. You can subscribe. And then CC, I did see, she said, it's almost a tongue twister. So what if you copied Jesse? Stop explaining yourself. Thank you, CC. Appreciate it. So let me get to hot computer smell, and then I'll get to the vaxxer situation, because I want to talk about the vaxxers. There's so much I want to talk to you about, actually. Hot computer smell out of Virginia. How are you, hot computer smell?
Hi, Hake. How's it going?
Going fine. Nice to hear from you.
Thank you. Oh, and by the way, before I get started, I just want to say, like, if Maze is listening, I actually like you a lot. It's actually pretty hilarious when you call. Now, I'm not trying to mock you, well, kind of. I guess I can't lie about that. But, like, it's funny. I just think you're funny.
It's not malicious.
I don't have anything against you. It's not malicious at all.
Yeah.
But I guess she's just going to call in and be like, you just should, you should tell everyone it's not you. It's like, well, I call in as substitute Maze. But
right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So about the subject.
All right. Appreciate that, hot computer smell.
Well, thank you for allowing me to say that. But on Netflix, there was a special from YG or whatever called Blame It on the Streets, and I didn't hear about him until I saw that. And I clicked on it just out of curiosity, and it was a very, makeshift, haphazardly shot video of, I guess, supposed to be his life story. And it was terrible. There was little to no dialogue in it. It was just him saying the N-word every other word, and he was like ding-dong bitching and robbing people's houses or something like that.
Wow.
But whatever. What I was going to talk about also is that there was a song that he made called Meet the Flockers. I haven't heard it. I just looked it up on Google because I knew that Colin Flaherty had covered him and the controversy around that song, because what happened was that I guess he was trying to give details in the song about how Asian people are very timid and how they're usually more well-off, especially like more well-off than white people. So a lot of his fans would decide to try to rob Asian businesses or break into their houses because they didn't think that the agents were going to defend themselves. And, there were a lot of protests on the street for YG's song to stop being played on the radio.
Wow.
There's a lot of controversy around it. Colin Flaherty, like I said, he covered it, but I don't know if this video is still up there because, of course, they always flag down his videos. So it may be on archive somewhere. But yeah, YG's not new to this type of controversy.
Wow, I was not aware of that. So he made a song called Meet the Flockers, and it's about Asians being timid and easy to rob?
Correct. And, of course, if you ever heard any of this type of music like F. Donald Trump and everything, you can tell that his span, it's a very lowbrow sort of content in his rap. So, of course, I would see how that could appeal to those types of people. No offense, but, I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to let you know about that. I might send the link. It's a little bit of an old story, but I'll still send it since it's relevant to it. I might send it to Nick.
Appreciate that. How Computers Smell. Thank you.
Well, thanks for taking my call.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Yeah. YG, how old is he? He seems really immature, but he looks old. His biggest song is literally my N-word. I'm not supposed to say that song. I mean, that word. My Inga. Jimmy DM, shout out for the Ninja Guinea. 4 minutes to the treasure chest opening on DLive. Redistribution of lemons. Very fancy. How old is YG? He's only 29. He has like a little pot belly, it looked like. Or am I wrong? Wilfred P. says, if there is more than 3, I will not be. I'm not sure what that means. Hopefully it's not code for Hail Hitler or something. You guys. So, Joelle has an announcement. Do you have the stand-up remix cover art? For the first time, you know this song at the end of the Jesse Lee Peterson show, the outro? Stand up. And it has Trevor Wesley singing. He remixed it. It has Big Bump rapping. And it has Joelle Friday here singing. Rapping. He kind of sings too. He sings along with the rap. It is now available, this song, Stand Up, remix, is now available on all sorts of music streaming platforms. Apple, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, CD Baby, iHeartRadio, and it's findable by going to jesseleepeterson.com/remixes. jesseleepeterson.com/remixes. And you can also find the Jesse Lee Peterson remixes and intros. That was a past release in March 2019 or so, plus the Hake Report theme songs by Trevor Wesley, AJ Gallardo. Also the original stand-up song by Jeff Span. And the remixes like Beta and Slutmaker and a bunch of songs like that. From Jesse Lee Peterson. So jesseleepeterson.com/remixes, and you can find the links to those. Cool, huh? Do you have? Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Right? Yeah, Joelle's gonna pull it up shortly. So just wanted to announce that. So cool. And then the Hake stuff, HakeReport.com. Right? Very nice. So let me talk briefly about the anti-vaxxers. You find it? Yeah. Let's show the Stand Up remix cover art. Stand Up featuring by Trevor Wesley and Jesse Lee Peterson featuring Big Bump and Joelle Friday. It's by Jesse Lee Peterson in that it's the Jesse Lee Peterson intro song remixed. Very cool. And artwork done by Lock Your Door. Shout out to Lock Your Door.
Lock Your Door did that?
Yeah.
That's legit.
Didn't he do that? I think he did. Yeah, it's nice work. Lock Your Door. Follow Lock Your Door on Twitter. I think it's at Sugar Pill Killer.
I'm still trying to figure out how he put glasses on me. I don't remember everywhere.
Oh, I thought I saw that you sent a picture of yourself on a boat wearing.
Oh, that's the one that he used. I sent them a bunch of pictures, so I guess that is.
That's funny.
Oh, because they don't look like the tinted ones; they look like the clear.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm about to say real talent.
Very nice work to Lock Your Door and to Trevor Wesley, Big Bump, Joelle Friday, and Jesse Lee Peterson. Congratulations, guys. So, I was looking on Twitter yesterday, and this black politician from New Jersey, he's a former mayor, now he's like a state representative or something, says that he's with parents and children, not for vaccinations. What do you guys stand on vaccinations? I am not necessarily for them. I'm for the ones that work, that are like well-established, tested, tried and true ones, I guess. But I don't know if I'm for forced vaccinations. I don't think I am. I think that the government, big government, liberal media, Democrat politicians, and some of the rhinos, maybe some of the non-rhinos too. I don't know where Trump and all these people stand. Not that it's a national issue. It's kind of a national issue. But I kind of like blacks because even though they're liberal, they're kind of conspiracy theorists. Like, they distrust the government at times, right? Maybe not as much as they should, right? Stupid. They deny the moon landing. What is that? There was a basketball player, an NBA star, who he said the moon landing was fake. That's his favorite conspiracy theory. And then later he had to say, oh, it is real. But I don't think that they trust, at least many blacks don't trust vaccinations. Another thing, they don't evacuate when told to. That's not a positive thing. It's kind of raw for those of you who are still hurt by the Hurricane Katrina. I think blacks died in Hurricane Katrina because they didn't evacuate. But also the moon landing, I don't think that that's necessarily a positive thing. But this guy named Jamel Holley, Holley, said that he's standing with the parents. And then there's like a whole bunch of state senators, I guess, out of New Jersey who were showing support for these so-called anti-vaxxers, people who are not for these vaccines. I'm pro some vaccines, I guess, but I'm not for harvesting aborted baby body parts or tissue, which I think I heard some of these vaccines are made from or tested from, whatever. Placenta after a live birth, that thing that they cut off, the umbilical cord? Is that the same thing as placenta? I don't know biology. I'm okay with that because that's like a live birth leftover stuff, right? But I'm not for forcing people who don't trust these things to give them to their kids, especially when Democrats and liberal media are pushing it behind this push. Oh, shoot, I'm behind. I need to open the chest. Click the chest drop. We're opening it. And so in 30 seconds, I'm going to click open. But by the time you hear me say in 30, well, I don't know. Just get ready to click on the chest. Yeah, I'm not for it because these people are like smearing the anti-vaxxers. And yes, some anti-vaxxers are nutty, let's call them. They are a little off at times, but I'm more for them than I am for the government or the media that's attacking them. Some of them maybe take the joke too far or whatever, but some of them probably have valid things. And look at what they're smearing the parents and trying to control the kids through schools. They want to introduce universal preschool, pre-kindergarten, daycare, because they want the women working. And it's corrupt. It's corrupt. It's ill-gotten gain. Look at what they did with all these boys' schools, like public schools, and even like private schools, with this ADD, ADHD stuff. Prescribing Ritalin for boys, turning them into vegetables. I don't know the whole story, but how did that become a problem all of a sudden? I remember when it was called ADD when I was a kid, and then later it became ADHD, attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And why is autism so common all of a sudden? I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Or is it all of a sudden? Did Obama lie and pretend, this is speaking of the government being not trustworthy, did Obama lie and pretend that Flint water was good? They talk about how They claim that the lead in the water made the blacks dumber and more violent. I think that's what they claim. I don't know. But Obamacare is evil. They're killing babies out of sight, out of mind. Baby out of sight, out of mind. When it's out of sight, out of mind, kind of like I imagine with the Holocaust, because the normal Germans didn't see what was going on inside these those camps. So they don't know what the real story was. So they didn't know. They didn't care. And we don't see what's going on in these abortion mills, the way that they're killing the babies. They're killing the babies. So that's evil. Look at the immigration, mass immigration. Look at the globalism. Oh, and that's introducing all kinds of crazy diseases and, all kinds of crazy stuff and crazy animals and bugs and bees and mosquitoes into all these our country. That's, and we're supposed to trust the government. Oh, and their solution is vaccines. So I'm not for all that stuff. And so I don't know, it's very interesting. So, let me get to some more calls, and then I may put this off till later because I want to show clips of this woman. There's this woman named Lorena Gonzalez, and I think her husband might have been in the Obama administration or liked Obama or something. Liberal, couple of liberals. They're Democrat from California. She's a representative or a senator out of California. Introduced this law called AB5, which is eliminating the ability for most companies to hire people on an independent contractor basis as opposed to a regular employee. Part of that is they don't have to give the benefits of dental, all that other stuff. I don't know if dental is it, but healthcare, health insurance, and all that mess. Yeah, there she is. There's a picture of her hugging Elizabeth Warren. So, two evil women in a pod. Two peas in a pod. I'm going to talk about that maybe during this week. But she was interviewed by this KUSI News, and she's just dismissing all the jobs that she just killed, along with all the rest of the Democrats who voted for this, and Gavin Newsom with the beta baby, who Mr. Sanctuary State Gavin Newsom. And she pretends she's for working people. No, she's not. Evil, phony person. And by the way, her husband was celebrating this rainbow crosswalk. You can follow me on Twitter. Follow both my accounts, The Hake Report and James Anton Hake on Twitter. I've gotten a little bit more active, at least on the James Anton Hake account. So let me get to some calls, and then we'll see. Raphael out of Los Angeles. Raphael, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Hake?
Hey, good to hear from you.
Very good. Yeah, good hearing your voice too. I watch you often, and Jeffrey Peterson. Basically, I had this. I remember vaguely when I was young. I have children now, but when I was younger, I remember hearing about abortion, and I remember thinking it was people talking about some kind of joke, like a really sick joke. And I was just a kid, and I was overhearing them talk about it. And then later on, I forgot if it was my mom or dad. I think it was my dad. And he told me basically like what it was, and I figured it out. And I was like, oh, wow, like this is disgusting.
Yeah.
I never thought it was good. I never ever thought for a second.
How old were you at that point?
Could ever happen. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old.
Wow.
I overheard it when I was a kid. I was like a only child for a long time. And
Yeah.
I was an Army brat. And I mean, like I took my first steps in Korea.
Dang.
And like had my first birthday on the DMZ. I celebrated my birthday on the DMZ.
Wow.
Which is like, pretty rare because like you're not really usually allowed on that.
The DMZ,
that
for
area,
those who
but,
don't
like,
know, is the demilitarized zone between North Korea and South Korea. Right?
Yeah, and this is back in 1986. 'Cause
Okay.
I was born in 1985. So, yeah, like I basically was pretty like I traveled around a lot before I ended up back in LA, and seriously, I think that abortion is just disgusting. It's abhorrent, And I think that people that agree for any reason, that they're just making up excuses to be evil.
Yeah. You know, it's funny.
You know what I mean?
Kids have more
yeah,
clarity.
You ask any little kid. I dare the parents before they start talking to them about transsexuals. Talk to them about abortion and tell them if they think that's right.
Right.
Yeah. And then they'll start questioning everything a little bit more before you. Let's start with the hard stuff first. Maybe that's what we need to do. Let's go. Well, I don't know what's harder to cut off your manhood and become a girl, change from that, or to, I don't know. They're all really horrible. I think God looks at everything equally like this is all bad.
I don't know. How he looks at it, but kids know when something is wrong or weird, at least. And they're, that's why they want to train the kids.
If you ask any little kid, like, hey, you think it's okay if, like, people think it's okay to, like, you know, like, maybe like 4 years ago, if we were to just have, like, diced you up and then sucked you out with a vacuum out of graphic. And that would have been okay, though, because the government says it's okay. Do you think that's okay? And I'm pretty sure every single kid probably, like, be a little disgusted, a little bit surprised, a little bit of a lot of bad things, probably scarred for life.
Yeah,
it's like, why do we do this? What is let's magnify this thing by 1 million. What good is it going to do?
Right.
Is it going to destroy the world? Probably. Is it going to kill a lot of good people? Probably.
Yep. And it's going to make the living people worse. You know, I saw...
Yeah, and then let's magnify not getting abortions.
Right.
Okay, by 1 million. Okay, now is
exactly.
that going to kill the world? Nah, I don't think so. Maybe make a lot of smart people live that aren't living because we're killing them off.
Right.
Before they have the chance to live, because we have these dumb people that are willing to make excuses to be sinful.
People claim that a lot of these abortions are of single mothers who would make horrible mothers, but most abortions are people who have already had an abortion before. And many of them are people who already have a kid. Imagine how that woman, actually, if she treats that baby like that, imagine how she treats her living child.
Subculture. There's also a subculture of sickos and weirdos that pervert the whole nature of it, and they get abortions on purpose because they like to kill babies and they wait for it to get to the latest term.
Yeah, there are some perverted people.
You didn't know about that, though, huh? People? Yeah. everyone's like, wait a minute. Is this real? Oh, but no, Hake paid me to say that. Yeah, thanks for the check.
Raphael, thank you, man. Take care.
Yeah, no, you know that's a joke, but yeah. All right.
I'll see you in church, maybe, if you can make it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm supposed to see Jesse. I know he told me to come in, and I didn't come in. I remember me and my bro.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you make it when you can.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go. Are you guys still at the same spot?
Currently, yeah, we're still at that old location. We're looking for another building. Take care, Raphael.
All right. Well, my bro said we might come into church today because you guys are starting up a little bit. All right.
All right. Later. Maze out of Dayton, Ohio. Maze was summoned by Hot Computer Smell. Maze, how are you?
I'm just marvelous as always.
Did you hear Hot Computer Smell?
How are you, James?
Fine. Did you hear Hot Computer Smell?
Yes, I did hear him. What about it?
So you heard what she said to you?
Is it a she or a he?
It's a she.
Oh, well, whatever. Well, it sounds like she talks faster than I do.
Nice.
So, but anyway.
But she's more understandable.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
It's true. Anyways.
For those that want to understand those that don't.
She does a pretty good Earl.
Well, I'm not indoctrinated to, I can do people too, but I don't.
I would love to hear that.
That's not why
I feel like I've heard that before. Anyways, yeah, go for it.
You have heard me before.
Yeah.
But anyway, but when I call to say, like you say, Skip was talking about colored people. That's the difference between colored people, Negroes, and African American people. Since you don't know it and he don't know it.
No such thing as African American.
Excuse me? What do you call? What's on Joelle's birth certificate?
What's on Joelle's birth certificate? I don't know. Creole. He's Creole.
It's not Creole. That's a black person too. If you don't know.
Birth certificates are fake news. If they say African American, that's fake news.
Who put it out there? Who started this?
Maze, I gotta.
It's with people's names on it. Is what I like to know. And then when you talking about people getting the immunization shots.
Yeah.
Some people don't believe in immunization shots because of all of the stuff that's been done in history.
Yep.
You want to go all around the world and give somebody a shot. Don't know what's in it.
I agree with you, Maze, kind of.
For people to make money.
Yep.
But that's another thing that that puzzles me. That's a thing called tracking young boys.
Yeah, I'm not for tracking either.
You're tracking little boys
but they're tracking us
on our
phones.
No. When they turn 4 years old, tracking them and put them in different classes.
Oh. Yeah. You know what, Maze? Call me tomorrow on this if you can. It sounds interesting.
And it's not black people doing it either.
Okay,
so
whatever.
You take the Republican and the Democrat. I told you they're the same.
White people. Yeah,
together,
Republicans and Democrats, both white. All right, Maze, I gotta go. Take care, Maze. You know what? Let me quickly get to Cameron out of Michigan real fast. Cameron.
Hey, James. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Real fast.
Okay, real fast. My question is, what do you think of the gay conversion therapy camps, and specifically, what do you think of how Mike Pence is a big supporter of them?
I know very little about those camps. They may be trying to do right. Maybe some of them have valid things. Maybe I don't know. In short, I don't know. And Mike Pence is a Christian, and he supports that because the Christians are trying their best. Yeah. All right, Cameron. Thank you, man. I'll talk more in depth about this.
No problem.
This stuff later. All right. Bye. All right, guys. Church in less than an hour. Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. And subscribe to Bond Rebuilding the Man YouTube channel. Like Bond Rebuilding the Man on Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook account, make one just to like Bond Rebuilding the Man and Jesse Lee Peterson and the Jesse Lee Peterson Show and The Fallen State and the Hake Report. And Joelle Friday TV if he has it. I don't know if he has it. All right. Yeah, he does. All right, guys. See you soon. Bye.